Okay, so I saw this video about life maxing that I wanted to share with you guys. Actually, let me play it right now. It's a short video. Here we go.
Women aren't picking you. Maybe you're just in a market where your type is not being bought. Hear me out. If you're super smart, you should not be in a state where women value blue collar and if you're capable with your hands. Okay, you should be in San Francisco. If your primary appeal is that you're hot, strong, and you got abs, you should not be in San Francisco. Your value will not be seen here. You should be in Austin or LA. My point is, you need to go where your attributes, your interests are maximized and valued. Okay. Example, I'm a 5'4" Asian girl. If I had stayed in Arkansas, it would be disrespectful to myself. Market value was not as high there as it is in San Francisco. Okay? That's just the reality of the world. It's called life maxing. You go where you can life max the hardest and yield the highest ROI, the highest results.
So that was Domo Vang, okay, DOMO underscore Vang. And I will actually tag her Instagram account in the description of this video. But yeah, basically she was saying, you're not failing, you're just in the wrong market. Okay, and I totally agree with this way of thinking. So let's talk about it, all right? Your value is kind of dependent on your environment. Meaning you could be a 10 in one city and then a 5 in another city. Okay, not because you changed, but because what people value changed. I remember before I moved to LA, when I was in Houston, I was like, yeah, I'm probably about an 8. I'm about an 8, 8.5 on a good day. Listen, that plane landed at LAX, I immediately became a 2. Okay, everybody looks good in LA. I had to level up. In other words, if you're trying to succeed in a market that doesn't want what you're offering, you're always gonna struggle, man, no matter how good you are. And to be clear, this applies to everything. Okay, not just looks, your career, your social life, the opportunities that you get. If you're a creative person, right? If you're a creative person and you're living in a city that only values like corporate jobs, it's gonna be tough for you, my boy. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur and you live in a town where everybody thinks entrepreneurship is a scam, he's a snake oil salesman, it's gonna feel pretty lonely over there. So the question is, are you in an environment that values what you bring to the table? Or are you trying to force yourself to fit in somewhere that will never appreciate you? And this hits home for me, man. This is the reason I wanted to kind of talk about this, because this is exactly how I felt in Louisiana, which I've told to y'all in previous episodes. And that's why I had to leave. Now, I'm not saying you have to move across the country to apply this to your life, okay? You can life max on a smaller scale. So, for example, let's say you're into fitness, right? Just start spending more time at the gym or join running clubs. Those things are huge now. Let's say you a nerd and you geeked out like me. You like reading books. Man, join a book club. Join some groups where they like to talk about intellectual stuff. Stop going to places where they think deep conversation is considered a bit too much. I mean, he's smart, but he does a bit too much. I like her, but she's a bit too much. Don't go around them people. Find your people. It's almost like you want to put yourself in a room where what you're good at matters most. Because if you're constantly in spaces where nobody cares about what you're good at, dude, you're gonna start feeling invisible. Most people not struggling because they're not good enough. I think they're struggling because they in the wrong market. They out here trying to sell steaks to vegans, okay? And then wondering why nobody buying. It's not the steak, it's the market. More. I think I do a pretty good cow impression if I do say so myself. Listen, you can be the absolute best version of yourself and still feel like you're failing if you're surrounded by people who just don't value what you offer. Life maxing is not about being fake or shallow. I don't want you to think that's what I'm saying. It's really about being strategic, okay? This is the game of life, baby, and this game requires strategy, all right? Get into those rooms that's looking for exactly what you have to offer and stop auditioning for people who not even watching your show. Come on, somebody. Oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, that's what I was thinking about today. That video came across my timeline. I was like, yep, that's the episode for today. So hopefully that gave you a little inspiration. If so, be sure to hit that follow button or that subscribe button wherever you're listening to this. And as always, if you like this episode, send it to a friend. If you hated this episode, send it to an enemy. But regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for hearing me out. Peace.